Hello everyone. So today we are going to do LeetCode Daily Challenge in the tree level order traversal. So for this question, as it is already mentioned that we need to do level order traversal, so simply we need to use a queue as we need to do it by PFS algorithm. But we can also do it by using DFS algorithm, but it would be more preferable to do by PFS because we simply need to do traversal level by level. If we want to do by DFS, then also we can do it, but it would be like it is like not more suited in context of the way it is mentioned in the question that we need to just do level by level traversal. So now, as it is ND tree, before doing ND tree level order traversal, we should know that how we do level order traversal in a binary tree. Because binary tree always have maximum 2 nodes as its children. But here we are having n number of nodes as children of a particular node. So that's why here things would be a bit different, but algorithm always remain the same. So that's why here also if we are doing with DFS, then also we need to use a queue and push each node into that and pop out for processing and further pushing its children into the queue. Now part comes that here as the nodes are more than 2, so how we need to push into the queue and even into the vector which we will be using for processing. So for that, let me illustrate that how we can do. See, as I would be first doing in C++, so that's why how I would be doing is, like first thing, as the return type of this function is simply vector of vector, so that's why I would be requiring vector of vector end result, right? And the next thing, as I'm simply using DFS, so that's why I need a queue. And queue should be of type node because I would be pushing all the nodes into it. Now, as the BFS algorithm for a tree traversal is simply like that if root is null, then at that moment I simply need to return the empty vector because the type is simply vector of vector end, so that's why I need to return like this. Now, if that is not the case, that is our root is not null. So in that case, we simply need to push that particular root into our queue. And why we are pushing? Because we simply need to process this root for further traversing our tree. Now, as we have simply pushed the root into the queue, so that's why our queue is now not empty. So because of that fact only, we could simply enter into this while loop. That is, whenever our queue is not empty, then it will enter here, and now further processing would be start. Now, first thing we need to do is that first we need to find the size of the queue. That are there 1 node, 2 nodes, or whichever nodes are there, so that we could have that size. And then also we need to initialize at every while loop iteration a current level vector in which whatsoever nodes value would be there, all those nodes value would be simply pushed into this vector at that particular level. So that's why we are simply using this vector of end current level, which simply indicates all the current level nodes would be pushed into it. Now comes the part that how we will be processing each node of that queue and how we will be pushing it into the vector. So for that part, we'll simply run a loop which will be starting from 0 and will go until the size of the queue. And then first we'll simply get the node which is at the front of the queue and will pop out so that it is emptied from the queue. The next thing we will be doing is simply we'll push that particular node value into the current level, and then the way we were doing in PSS of the binary tree, in this part what we'll be doing is the way there were simply like we were doing like root left. If it exists, then we'll simply go towards the right subtree and simply push that particular node into the queue. And if the right exists, then we'll simply go to the right node of that particular main root, and we'll simply push that into the queue. So like that only. Here, as we are not having left and right only, we are having a lot of children of a particular node. So that's why we need to run a for loop. And one more thing, here it is already mentioned that this is a vector. Means that children is basically vector of nodes. So that's why here there would be collection of nodes in this, that the current node will be simply pointing towards a vector of nodes. So that's why we are simply running a for loop, and it will simply access the present node which is there in that particular vector, and it will push that into the queue. So basically this is the only step which is different here, else the whole thing is same as it was in the BFS of binary tree. Because in a binary tree there were two nodes as the children, means at most two nodes. But here as there are n nodes, and these n nodes could be accessed by the vector in which they are stored. And how they could be accessed, rather than going towards the left or right, we need to go towards that children vector. And that children vector will be simply accessed by creating a node variable which will be simply accessing that particular node in that children vector, and we'll simply push that into the queue. And like this, whatsoever children at that node would be having, all those would be pushed into it. And after that, means when the size of the queue is simply done, then it whatever was in this current level vector, it will be simply pushed into this result vector. Means vector means 2D vector basically. Now again queue has some nodes, so that's why it is not empty. So again this while loop will run, and again the size of the queue would be taken, and again the current level node would be reinitialized, and the whole process will start again. But it will go until that only, again and again, until our queue is not empty. And at the end, we will be simply returning a result vector or vector int. So this is how the things would be going on. Now, if we dry run our code, then simply say we take this example only. So how this will be working? We dry run by taking this code also. So basically, we take this example when first thing is that our root is not null, means this condition is presently false, so that's why it won't return that, means it won't return this. So then the thing is that it will be simply pushing it into our queue. So now one will be pushed into the queue. So now the value of the queue would be simply that we are having 1. Now the next thing is that our queue is not empty, so that's why it will run into this while loop. Now when it will be going to the while loop, now our size will simply equals to 1, as size of our queue is simply 1. Then the next thing which is there is we are having this vector int current level, which will be reinitialized. And after that we'll having this for loop which will be running till the size of the queue. And at that moment, what the thing would be that we simply need to have whatever is in front of a queue. That is, our current node value will be equals to 1 and our queue will be empty here. Now the next thing which is there is that now our current level vector will be having value as 1. Basically we denote it like this, and it will be having value 1. And then as our current node is presently as 1, so we will be simply pointing towards its children vector, and the children vector will be simply having all these nodes in it. So that's why at this moment all these nodes means now in the queue we will be simply having all those nodes which were I guess 3, 2 and 4. Means presently our queue would be having 3, 2 and 4. Means by running that loop, now our queue would be having these nodes, and after that, when this loop ends, we would be having in our result vector as 1, because in our current level there was only 1. Now the size of the queue is simply 3. And queue is also not empty, that's why it entered there. So the size of the queue is simply 3. And now at this moment, our loop would be running 3 times basically. So the present node will be simply 3, means our current node. It will be 3. And now it will be simply moving towards its children. So here the children of 3 are 5 and 6. And these are children of 3. If you check it. So now the queue which was already having 2 and 4 because 3 was popped out. Now the queue will be having 2, 4 and 5 and 6. So at this moment it will be having these, and our current level is also at this moment having the value 3. Now as this for loop is not ended yet, so now the current node will become 2. So now at this moment it will take for its children, and its children are simply null, so that's why IQ will remain again as 2, 4, 5, 6, and 2 was basically popped because it is being processed presently. Then again our for loop is not ended yet, so that's why our current node will be now as 4, and 4 is also not having any children, so that's why you will have these nodes only, and at this moment that for loop simply ends, so that's why it will be out of this loop. And now at this moment our result would be simply having 1 and 2, 3 and 4 into it. Now our queue is having size 2, so now the size equals 2, so our loop will run 2 times. So presently our current node will simply become 5, and it will take that does it have any children, so it doesn't have, so our queue will be remaining as 6 only. Now next our current node becomes 6, so at this point it will take for its children, and it don't have any children, so at this point queue becomes empty. Here current level was pushed with 5, and here current level was pushed with 6, means 5 was already there and 6 was also pushed. So at the end, when it simply ends the for loop, now the result would be simply having 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6. So this will be there. Now our queue has become empty, so that's why it won't enter the while loop. And as it won't be entering the while loop, so that's why now our result would be simply returned. So this will be our answer at this algorithm. So now let's come to the time complexity. So basically the time complexity will be simply order of n, where n is the number of nodes. Now this is again that why we are taking number of nodes, not the height of the tree. It's just because it could be a skewed tree, means it could be like this. Means at most there could be n number of nodes, but it is not mentioned that it should have minimum n number of nodes. So that's why it could become a skewed tree. So at that moment we will be simply having the time complexity as order of n, and the space complexity will be also order of n because of the queue, and this queue will be simply having n number of nodes at a particular time. So this was the time complexity and space complexity of this particular section. Now let's come with the Java and Python code. For Java part, I've taken this list of list and I have simply initialized it like this. And for the queue part, I've taken it and initialized it this again. And the next thing is when again first I'll check for the if root is equals to null, then I'll simply return the result again. Else I'll simply add that particular root into the queue. And the same condition that I'll check for while queue dot is empty. If it is not empty, then only it will be entering into this queue. And then I'll check for the size of the queue. Then I'll again reinitialize the current level the list here. Then I'll run a loop till the size of the queue, check for the current node, and then I'll simply add it into the current level list, and then I'll check for all the children of my present node and simply add into the queue. Then I'll simply add the current level into the result, and at the end I'll return this result. For this Python, again I'm doing the same thing. Here what I'm doing is I'm checking that if root is present, means it is not none, then it will if root is present, then all these things would be done. If root is not present, it will again return this. Then I'm having this queue and I have simply include root into this from the list. I'm running this while loop, and the further whole steps are like that only, the way it was before, popping out and adding to that particular vector. Here it is list basically, and then checking for its children and appending that into the queue, and then at the end simply appending my level list into the answer, and at the end returning that answer. So these were codes. That's it. Thank you.